All right, let's talk. Are you a tradie who's sick and tired of sending out quotes and then just hearing crickets? Yep, if that sounds familiar, you're definitely in the right place. We're about to break down one of the simplest but most powerful fixes you can make to your business. Let's get into it. First up, we've got to talk about a huge, and I mean huge, problem that most tradies don't even realize they have. We're calling it the 40% problem. And trust me, it's like a quiet leak in your business that's costing you way more than you think. Okay, let's start with a pretty wild stat. 40%. That's right. For a lot of tradies, that's how many potential jobs are just vanishing into thin air after a quote is sent. But here's the kicker. It's not why you think you're losing them. So that's the big question, right? Why? What's causing this massive leak in your job pipeline? Now, most people's minds jump straight to one thing, but the real answer, it's usually something much, much simpler and way easier to fix. So here's the deal. We all have that little voice in the back of our head, right? My prices are probably too high. But the reality, the actual data, tells a totally different story. The most common reason is you just never followed up. Look, customers get busy, life gets in the way, they forget. And without that little nudge, you're just not on their radar anymore. So how in the world do you fix this without spending all your time chasing people on the phone instead of actually being on the tools? Well, the solution is way simpler than you'd think. Don't think of it as some complicated tech. Think of it like hiring the perfect assistant who works 24/7 and never complains. Meet the auto follow-up system. And yeah, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a simple tool that automatically sends those crucial follow-up texts for you after you send a quote. The best part is its simplicity. You send the quote, and that's it. The system takes it from there. It is the definition of set it and forget it. So how does this magic assistant actually work? It's a super simple two-step dance. About 24 hours after you send your quote, boom, it sends out a friendly little check-in text. If you don't hear anything back, then at the 48-hour mark, it sends another gentle prompt. It's professional, it's consistent, and you literally don't have to lift a finger. And just have a look at the first message. It's not pushy at all, is it? It's not a sales pitch. It's just a helpful, hey, just making sure you got this. Got any questions? You know, this approach is all about service, not pressure. It just opens the door for a conversation and makes you look like a total pro who's on top of their game. Now, if there's still radio silence, the 48-hour text adds a little bit of spice. It creates some friendly urgency. We're filling up quick. This taps into a really powerful motivator for people, that fear of missing out. It's often just the nudge a customer needs to make a decision, but without feeling like they're being backed into a corner. It's smart, it's subtle, and man, it works. Okay, so we've seen how it works, but let's talk about what really matters. What's the actual impact on your business? This is where things get really, really exciting. We're not just talking about winning a few extra jobs. We're talking about the difference between hoping for work and being properly booked out. And here is the number that changes absolutely everything. A simple automated follow-up system like this can boost your job close rate by up to 70%. Seriously, just let that sink in for a second. Think about what that would actually mean for your business. It's not a tiny tweak, it's a complete game changer. I mean, just look at it. The difference is pretty stark. On the left, that's where a lot of businesses are at right now. And on the right, that's what's possible with this one simple system switched on. You see that gap between the two bars? That's not just a number. That's lost income. That's stress. That's uncertainty. And it's a gap you can close automatically. So here's the most important point. We're talking about a massive shift in how you operate. This is the difference between checking your phone, just hoping for a callback, and confidently scheduling jobs weeks, maybe even months in advance. That's a whole different ballgame. Now, I know what you might be thinking. This sounds great, but is it just another thing I've to manage? Absolutely not. Let's look at why this whole system is completely effortless, so you can just focus on what you're actually good at, your trade. The beauty of this thing is that it adapts to you. You can tweak the tone of the texts so they sound like they're actually coming from you, whether you're a bit more relaxed and casual or more straight up and professional. And once you set it, it just works 24/7, turning your quotes into jobs while you're up a ladder, driving to the next site, or even fast asleep. So what does this system really give you back? Your peace of mind. It gets rid of that constant mental checklist. No more trying to remember who you need to call back. No more of those Sunday night admin headaches. It's just less stress and more confirmed jobs on the calendar. Simple as that. So as we start to wrap this up, It really all comes down to a simple choice, doesn't it? It's a choice between two completely different ways of running your business: the old, frustrating way or the new, smarter way. And this pretty much says it all. The old way, you spend your valuable time putting a quote together, you send it out into the void, and half the time you just hear nothing, crickets. The new way, you send the quote and you let your automated assistant do the professional, persistent chasing for you, turning all that silence into actual booked jobs. So I'll just leave you with this question. What would that really change for you? What could you do with a full schedule, more consistent money coming in, and a lot less stress about where that next job is coming from? It's a powerful thought, right? And the solution is probably way, way simpler than you ever imagined.